Hello, everybody. Today I want to show you how I search for a cheap ticket. So I'm going to Dominican Republic, and I already have my one-way fare. I'm gonna go look for my return. The first place I visit, and this is an outdated tool that I use, but if you're not used to like the airports and stuff, um, I'm gonna just do your research for airports. Um, right now, let's say you know, right now I'm coming from Dominican Republic, but um, there's other airports near there that I can use. So this is why I use this tool. Um, I can I can drive to these airports. And if you're like a foreigner, you're probably not gonna know none of these airports. Make sure you stay within the country because this thing will not do searches outside the country. Alrighty, so now I put the destination. I mean the origin. I'm gonna put a destination, and I'm probably not too flexible with the destination. I'm going to Orlando, but I mean, for international flights, this is probably not going to help you. But for domestic flights, this will probably help you because you'll be able to realize some of the routes and some of the airports that, personally, I like to do non-stop flights, which is what you do here, non-stop only. I'd rather do non-stop. It's only one adult, two adults. Um, and what I do is I don't do a date search, exact search date, because that doesn't give you the best fare. I just do a check on, like, I don't know. I'm coming back probably after December, so I'm just gonna do a search for like the 5th of January. Basically, all you're telling it is to do a search. Since you're doing a country outside of the United States, you're getting the currency in the local currency. So I'm gonna change that to U.S. dollar. If you're doing like if you're doing like outside the United States, but if you're inside the United States and you're just doing a round trip, it'll do the prices in U.S. dollars. Remember, all I'm doing here is just looking for the cheapest airline. I'm not really gonna buy anything in this website, just like I do on Google Flight Search, which I use more because it has more airlines. But pretty much, I just do kind of like a date search, and it's looking pretty bad right now. The cheapest being January 20th. I don't really want to stay that long over there, so I'm looking for, like, probably this date. And one thing, I can tell you guys, I do not fly Frontier at all because personal reasons. Um, they did something on to me, and I just don't give them any business. You could do whatever you want, but I just don't fly Frontier. Sorry about that. If you like Frontier or whatever, or you work for Frontier or whatever, I don't really care. Alrighty, so let me just see. These are pretty expensive right now. So um, the only thing that's cheaper, I think it's 233, and this is not bad. Punta Cana to Orlando. That's not a bad flight. I have miles, so it could probably work out. This one can probably work out for me. But the next website that I use, is Google Flights. So I go to Google and I just type Google Flights, and to get to the other matrix, you just do a Google search for Google ITA Matrix, and then go to matrixitasoftware.com. Usually this is the first link that comes up here. But for Google Flights, I'm gonna go to Google Flights. I don't want it to track anything. So let's see here. What did I choose here? I think I chose January the 10th, I think it was. But let's see here. Let me just modify this real quick. It didn't take. Okay. All right. So it looks like January 10th is probably the cheapest right now. So I'm just gonna go with January 10th, and it was Punta Cana to, and again, let's say you're going to Honolulu or something like that. You would do the same thing. I changed the set. I never remember the same search that I do, but I always end up here. So, like, I don't know anything about Hawaii. So let's say I was gonna go to Honolulu, and I'm coming to Orlando, which is gonna be it's probably not gonna work out. Let me see here, because there's probably non-stop flights. Let's see here. Not sure. I'm just gonna go with that. And like you see, there's no non-stop flights from Orlando to Honolulu. So what you do is you basically let it to just one stop. I don't want to go more than one stop because I rather just do short flights. I don't like to be waiting too long on an airport. I hate one stop, but let's say I was gonna go to Honolulu. There you go. This is this is the best time to go. On the 15th, you can get it for $211. Let's see, Honolulu to Orlando via Delta, and it'll do a layover in Los Angeles. So you're gonna flight from. Well, this is like a return flight, but it'll do Honolulu to Los Angeles and then Los Angeles to Orlando. I think that's the only way you'll be able to fly to Hawaii. But what I want to show you is, like, I don't know Hawaii. I never been to Hawaii, Honolulu. This is why I like this. And if Google Flights does it, please tell me, because I don't know how to do it, how to search it. But this is how I find out about airports. What's close to like the airports in Hawaii. So I'm just gonna go select all, and if you're flexible on your return flight, let's say near Orlando, you got Sanford International Airport, you got Melbourne, you got Lakeland, you got Daytona, but I don't think none of those have direct flights. But what you're doing is one stop, pretty much. It's the same everywhere you go, unless you live in Los Angeles or something like that, But so right now, there you go. It's still the same thing, but let's say you wanted to come back, you wanted to go or come to the mainland on the 15th. This is probably the best route right now. So once you have that information for that day, then you go to Google Flights, like I do, Punta Cana to Orlando, which was January 10th. This Google Flights also tells you like the best times and stuff, but I still like to use the other the older one, because it just the older software Matrix, It's much better with the airports. And this Google Flights website has newer and more airlines, which like Southwest, you won't be able to like do any searches for Southwest on the Matrix software. I think you could do it here, but I'm not sure. So correct me if I'm wrong. Because I know I got people that know it all that will comment and say, "Oh, this and this and that," and yeah, blah blah blah, whatever. So I just saw another cheap flight, but I'm definitely not gonna fly Frontier. I don't care if it's a free flight. I won't even try. Um, I'll fly JetBlue. You see this one, $193. So nonstop only. I don't want anything that's not that has like like a layover, because I know there's direct flights. Let me see if this is how you actually do a search on other airports. I already know the airports. That's why I use I'm putting them in because I already know the codes and everything for Santiago, which is another airport. Santo Domingo is another airport. See, I already know all these airports, and I could do a search for them. If you don't know them, that's why I suggest you use that ITA software, which is pretty handy. Comes in pretty handy. So, still Punta Cana and Orlando is probably the best flight out there. So right now, I don't really I don't select flights here. I just go, let's say it's JetBlue. I just go to JetBlue. I know for a fact JetBlue Fare Finder is probably the best way to find stuff. See, all these other ones are cheap flights, Priceline. No, I go directly to JetBlue. And I already know the day. I already know the airport and all that stuff. MCO. Okay, let's see. I got points. I got about 18,000 points, so I'm probably good. Let's see here. Ooh, this is probably the best time. So I didn't really want to come back this far, but this is not a bad one. Only 10,000 points. Oh, 84 points. 8,400 points. Oh. Did you just see that? It set 10,000. Now it says 8,400. So one seat left for the 10th. So I'm probably, let's see here. Let's do it again. December. Hello. I don't know what happened. Oh, round trip. No. I want one way. Okay, so Punta Cana to Orlando, one way, and I'm gonna use TrueBlue points. 26. That's today. I'm probably just gonna come back on the 10th. Okay, so let's look at the flights. That's probably what happened. On the return flight, it went down. So I didn't have the one way only. Okay, so this flight seems good. Non-stop, 10,000 points. See all the other points. I got about 18,000 points, so I get a free carry-on. Because I have the JetBlue credit card, I get a free check-in. So I'm probably gonna book this one. So let me just book it. Punta Cana to, let me see, 214. All right, I'm gonna pause the video and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I book it. So like I showed you, I got 16,000 points on JetBlue. Um, I just want to make sure the date Tuesday, January 7th to January 8th, January 9th, January 10th, blah 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 non-stop. It's gonna go from Punta Cana to Orlando, and it's 10,500 points, which is more than enough. Um, uh, um, I'm I'm not even gonna look at this because basically I'm using miles. Um, I thought I could, choose something else, but not gonna worry about it. Okay, so gonna go with this. So I just clicked on it. Clicked on the one that I want. It's gonna cost me 10,000 points plus $100. Those are like airport fees and taxes and blah blah blah. So let's see, the boarding Punta Cana to Orlando, and it's gonna come back on the 10th. Blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna pause the video. I don't want you guys to see my credit card, even though it don't have any money anyway. So I'll come back when I bought the ticket. I gotta pick my seat, and I'm not buying none of that stuff. Those are $88, $14, and this and that, and I just want 13. I'll go with 15, just because I don't like the number 13, but I don't really care if I sit on a window or aisle. Don't really care. I just wanted to show you on the checked bags. I get one included because I have the JetBlue Plus card, blah blah blah, from Barclays. This is not a sponsored video by them, anyways. I just wanted to show you that. Here's another tricky part. You might be tempted to play around with this. Just don't play around with it, because I've heard some people get screwed by this. The way they get screwed is, let's say I only put 6,800 points. I still have to pay 290, but the airfare is probably like 250. So I'm gonna lose 6,800 points. Just forget about this. If you don't have all your points, just don't use your points, because they'll just take your points and you end up paying more than losing some of your points. So you got to click on apply points and make sure you have the max. Your points have been applied, blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm just gonna do my credit card now. It's up to you. I never protect my trip anyways, so that's it. Accept and pay is doing its thing, so that's it. Okay, here we go. Holding tight. This is your last step. Do not step away from this place. So, generating your tickets. Ooh, with an airplane flying through. Blah blah blah. Confirming your reservation. You have to wait until they give you a confirmation number, and you're all set. I'm all set to jet. There it is. January 10th, non-refundable, one way. I already have my one way. They took away my points, and I'm getting what am I getting? You still can protect your trip, blah blah blah, and I don't want no rental. I'm good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how I search for fares, pretty much. I don't put a specific date. I go for whatever is the cheapest, and I use my points as much as I can, especially like if the cheapest airfare is JetBlue. But sometimes it's not JetBlue, sometimes it's Spirit. Uh, Sometimes it's another airline, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't use Frontier. So that's it. Good luck on your travel plans, and I hope this video helps somebody. It's not going to help everybody, but it sure will help somebody.